Welcome to Intellyze Insights. Today, we have here with us Mr. Febin Dominic, the founder and managing director of Intellyze Innovations. We all know how important marketing is for our businesses, right? So today, we are going to discuss how branding helps marketing with Mr. Febin Dominic. Hi, Febin.
Hi.
So let's start, right? Febin, there has been a lot of confusions regarding branding and marketing, personally for myself as well. So, what is particularly the difference between branding and marketing?
See, as you said, the confusion is real. So, often, especially in this time, it's very difficult to understand the difference also. So, but it is very important that you should know what the difference between branding and marketing is. So, I will try to explain it with an example. So, consider a business as a person. So, you are a person, I'm a person. So, I will have my own, personality traits. I have a name. I look in a particular way. Then I have a personality. I talk in a specific way. So, it is particularly very unique to me. So, likewise, you can call that process or, the process of identifying me as a person as the branding process. So, then, as any human being, they will be going for a higher education or they will be going for a job. So, there is an objective. So, the objective is to, have maybe a financial stability or, what you call settling in life. So, that can be related as a marketing. So, we have something specific as an outcome to come out of it. So, in business, branding means, you are promoting your brand. So, whenever someone is thinking of a product, of your product or service, they should be able to get your name also. So, for example, if you are a person who is into skincare products, so the moment someone is thinking about skincare or buying a product, your name should be one amongst them. So, that is what branding is. Marketing is like, you go to the shop, or you generate that interest, or branding invokes that demand there. So you see an advertisement and you understand, okay, I am in need of that particular product. So there is an invoking there. There are multiple things, but marketing is more about you are particularly prompting a potential customer to buy from you. Whereas branding, it is like you are existing there, you are telling whom you are, what you do, then what values you stand for. So these all are branding. And marketing is like prompting the customer to come to you to buy it. I hope it's still there can be confusions, but I think on the go maybe you'll get more clarity.
No, Febin, your explanation was spot on. It gave a better clarity. So, Febin, can you tell me what are the technical elements that differentiate branding and marketing?
Yes. So for branding, you can consider identity creation as one element, wherein for identity creation, you will be having the logos created, then of course the brand name, the slogans, the color palette, etc. Then comes the brand positioning. Like you can position your brand in a way, like whether it is a luxury brand or is it an affordable brand. So you can position the brand accordingly. Then the way the brand is communicating. What is the tone of communication? So that can come as one another brand element. So you can name many branding elements like that. For marketing is more like dynamic. To specify some elements, you can work out on the offers, then how to evoke the customer action or something like that. So in branding, you have stated defined elements, but for marketing, it varies depending on what sort of campaigns it is.
Okay. All right, Febin. So, Febin, usually the businesses around us focus more on marketing rather than branding. Usually the businesses we speak about, or they have a marketing team and they say that they do marketing activities rather than any of the branding activities. Why is it like that? Shouldn't it be the other way? Shouldn't branding come first rather than marketing?
Yes, ideally branding should be there as long as the business is there. See, a person, as long as he is there, he should have that personality. He will be called by a name. it should be recognized by the people, by others. So marketing is, it's a short term thing, whereas branding is a long term thing. Branding ideally focus on, where you want to be, how people should perceive you maybe after 5 years or 10 years. So that should be the planning that should go behind branding. So why most companies have a marketing team and not a branding team is because, some might be jumping into the marketing. Some of the marketing team, if they're a good marketing team, of course they are investing in brand building also. The marketing is, whatever you do in marketing is a branding activity. So when you say a team has a marketing activity, so branding is a part of it. So it is like whether you are trying to directly sell your product or service rather than, making your brand familiar to your customers. So mostly, good marketing teams, they will be focused on building the brand also. So in short, it is a subset. Marketing is a subset of branding. So whenever you're talking your company's name, it is actually branding. So, what some businesses do it wrongly is because the thing is that they just focus only on the marketing or the sales side. They don't, they think that, okay, today you start a campaign and you introduce your product. This is my product, XYZ is my product, and you should buy from me. So in that case, what happens is like people don't know which company is selling it, or they are hearing the company along with the product name for the first time. So they don't know what the brand is about, what the brand stands for. They haven't seen the brand anywhere. See, imagine you are going into a supermarket and you want to buy some product, and let's say you are going to buy a washing shop, and you don't have any idea about which are the prominent brands, but you are seeing the product of the bathing soap that you're seeing having a washing soap also. So you have that connection there, right? So that is how branding works. It need not work directly. But in marketing, it is different. So, marketing is about that particular brand promoting the washing soap itself. So, but since there is a brand, branding that happened there, it is much more easier for them to sell the product.
All right. If so, Febin, then how branding helps marketing?
See, branding is actually the foundation. See, the brand name is set, the logo is set, the identity is set. The identity as in, a brand can be uniquely identified. Then you define how the brand shall communicate the things, what is the communication pattern. So everything is in place. Then comes to the marketing side. See, a TV commercial that we see. Let's take the example, Tanishq is showing some ad, or let's say a jewelry shop is showing some ad. So are they really asking us to come and buy? They are presenting like, okay, we have these collections, we are trustworthy, our gold is pure. So they are telling only this. No one is telling to, at times they said, but most of the times it's about showing the brand, telling that we exist. So imagine how many times a person is going to buy jewelry in a year. Only a couple of times. But then when you see the ad is all over there, the jewelry people, they're always pushing the ads. So these ads is actually not marketing, it's actually brand building. So this can be considered as an answer for your previous question also. When you say marketing, is actually not marketing. So marketing is very specific. The outcome should be sales. So if when it comes to a better example can be the Flipkart and Amazon ads that comes in during the big billion days. So they're putting up some offers. They're asking us to buy the products in just these 3 days. They're very close. The window is very short. They're prompting the users to buy as soon as possible. So with the help of branding, what happens is that when you push the marketing, the brand is very much familiar. I don't have to think whether this brand is trustable. I don't have to think about whether their quality is good. Once I buy it, will I get the support? So all these things are being presented throughout the branding. And it's all, a popular brand. See, why you go and buy a popular brand's product, because it's a promise that if something goes wrong, they're always there. Since they are a big brand, they will address it. So that is a difference. So it's a very thin line, but then most of the things that we consider as marketing is actually brand building process. So that brand building process. So I'm going to buy a ring tomorrow for my wife. So what prompts me to go to this particular jewelry? So it's a trust that I will have few brands that to be considered. So maybe proximity will be one of my primary consideration, or some sort of offers if someone is telling. So that might be my primary consideration. So some sort of collections might be my primary consideration. So with the help of marketing, I can get to know these things. But the branding is what brings. I might have shortlisted 5 companies or 5 outlets. So branding is what lets me shortlist this is five people. So I will check all the 3 5. I will see which is closest to me, or which is giving a better price or better offer, or better experience. So experience comes in the branding side, but what prompts me to buy that product is what marketing is. But what makes me consider this brand to buy, that is branding. So if you ask why branding is important, it basically sets a foundation. So you know the brand, you know whom you're going to, once you've purchased also, there is an emotional attachment with that particular brand. So that is what branding does.
Okay, Febin. So, for a business, how can they initiate or define a branding process?
That's a good question. So defining the branding activity, it's unique to every business. Okay, so even if the business is let's say in the similar niche, so we can say, let's say, watch companies. So there are different sort of watch companies. So for each companies, the values and the way that they define the brand will be different. So first thing is to identify who you are going to be in the long term. So how people want to pursue you as a brand in the long term. Are you going to be a luxury watch company? Do you want to be like, a sports oriented watch company, or a fancy sort of watch company, or do you stand with elegance? So what is your position in the market? How people want to pursue you? So that is the first thing that a brand should or a business should understand. And from there, they will build the logo, their name, and everything according to that thought where they want to be. Then they set up the strategies in a way that it shows. Again, if it's a sporty brand, the sportiness should come in. If it's an elegant brand, that elegance should come in their communications. So defining it is, very unique to each particular business, and always the business owner's thought process and his characteristics plays a lot of role in that defining the brand. So I cannot give an exact answer to how to exactly should we define a brand, but then based on these pointers, you can start building your brand and then identify the activities that will boost your brand's presence accordingly.
Febin, you have told me earlier that branding is the foundation of marketing. So, for a business, how can they make sure? How can they make sure that the business branding and marketing are aligned?
See, aligning the marketing and branding goals is very important. So, first of all, we should have that goals defined. So, branding goals, what exactly is the branding goal and what exactly is the marketing goal, that should be defined. The branding goal will be a long-term goal that you are trying to achieve maybe in the next 3 or 5 or 10 years. Whereas the marketing goals will be, it will be short-term goals to drive more sales. So aligning, how you can align is you will have a brand guidelines set in place. So all the marketing campaigns should ideally follow this brand guideline. So how they should present the brand, how the communication should go, which color palette should be used. So there are no stated rules. So sometimes you can change that also, but make sure that whatever you're trying to communicate, it resonates with when you are pushing a marketing campaigns, people can easily relate it to your brand. So correlating your marketing goal with respect to your branding goals is very important. So this is one example, like you follow the brand guidelines, you understand what the brand is standing for, and do your campaigns accordingly. So a brand who claims to have more of an elegant style, or they are more premium. If they are shown in a way very sporty or very active sort of brand, then people want, ideally, they cannot relate it. So identify what exactly is your target audience want you to pursue yourself. So that is very important. So how you can keep a track of it is because you define it, understand before every marketing campaign, correlate it with the branding objectives, whether it is working in that favor. So evaluating both of this is again a different story. So for branding activities, the outcomes will be, how many people, or how much people, additional new people maybe we were able to target the brand on, or make the brand awareness to know how many more people our brand could reach. So these all are the outcomes of the branding, just as an example. Whereas for marketing, the outcome will be, how much sales you have generated, how much money you have spent on generating those sales. Then again, even though branding, the immediate outcome is not sales, you have to see the progress. So first 6 months, you could reach maybe 10 lakhs people, and then you generated X amount of sale. And the next 6 months, maybe you have reached 30 lakh people. So that is like 3x increment. Then when you are trying a marketing campaign, is your sales increasing accordingly? So these all are very important. So specific to each campaign in each brand, we define how the brand goals and the marketing goals, and then make sure they align.
Okay, Febin. So you have told earlier that marketing is the end goal of marketing is sales. So can any person do marketing, or any businesses do marketing without investing in branding? Is it possible?
That's sort of a tricky question, but the answer is like sometimes yes, most of the times no. See, when you have to make someone pay some money and buy something, right? Be it a service or a product. So what is the basis of someone spending money on something? First thing is they have a need. Second thing is it was an aspiration. Third thing is like, they couldn't resist. They don't need it, but then, at this particular price or this offering, they should grab it. So maybe in the third option, it will work. Let's say that, if a company is offering an offer like you will get a mobile phone for 1,000 rupees, which is the actual worth is 15,000. So, many people will buy it, right? They might not be knowing which the brand is, but then again, it's $1,000. Anyone can take a risk on that. So likewise, they can generate sales. But then for 1,000 rupees, whether the company can offer a good product or not, and they can make profit out of it, is something that we have to question. Yeah, the bigger brands that we see, like, Amazon, Flipkart, they're all loss-making companies. They're spending a lot on branding, they're spending a lot on marketing because they're expecting business in the long term. For bigger businesses, they can do something like that. Let's say, for example, if Reliance, they were offering, started retail brands that offered products at very cheap rate, very affordable rate. But then now, if you see, they are not that affordable, but then they have expanded. So maybe in the first 5 years, they might have running on loss, but the next 5 years, they have made the profit out of it. So whether your business can afford something like that, whether you can afford being, profitless for the first 5 years, that's where the question comes in. So that is where the branding also comes in. So if you give an irresistible offer in marketing, of course you can generate the sales, but then how often you can give that, how often you can push that marketing thing. And of course, if you continuously drive something like that, then it comes in as a branding activity also. You are continuously pushing a product, but then if someone is if you have to generate immediate sales without branding, you have to offer something that irresistible so that people will come and buy from you. Otherwise, even in the example which I said, like if someone is telling, at least if it's a Xiaomi phone or an MI phone or a Vivo or a Samsung phone you're getting for 1,000 rupees, people will immediately come and buy. But then if it's a company that is not that popular, people will buy, but then see, compare it. If it's a known brand and you give that offer, and if it's an unknown brand and you give that offer, that's where the difference comes in.
Yes, Febin. Yeah, just like Geo SIM was free in the initial period. Yeah, I totally get it. So, Febin, while marketing, the outcome is measurable via sales. But how can we measure branding activities?
Yeah, see, I will start with marketing itself. So, marketing sales alone is not the only parameter that you should look at. So, you have to see, the if you have done a campaign earlier, also you have to see the comparison there, and ROI you should definitely calculate. So, if you are using modern marketing techniques like for example digital marketing, of course the platforms itself will give you a lot of data. But if you go with the traditional marketing, it is comparatively difficult to track how many people might have seen it, or how many those who have seen, how many are interested. So this will take time to evaluate. So in the brand building activities for traditional marketing, evaluating or making a metrics is kind of difficult, but then you can again do some sort of surveys. You can do a survey today, asking people whether you heard of this brand, what is the first impression that comes into your mind. So you can send a couple of people out, and you can ask random people. Traditional marketing is mostly geography based, right? It will be comparatively a small geography. So basically you can try to understand whether the brand awareness is increasing or not. The same goes for the marketing also. So you might have seen in the shops and all, people ask you to fill a feedback form wherein they ask how you have heard about us, what you think about us, or a lot of questions can be included. So this can be another metrics. But for digital marketing side, you get a lot of numbers, lot of data, how many people have seen it, how many have clicked it, how much time people have spent on seeing that. So these all parameters you can use to measure the activities. But overall, you see on a longer time frame, the difference is, when you say you go out and tell about your brand, people know, yeah, it's this brand, right? Okay, it's a good brand. Or oh, okay, is it that brand? The product might not be that good. So are you getting these sort of feedbacks out from the market? Or you go and see who your potential customers are. If you are an apparel brand, go out to the shop, your dealers, and understand what their perception is. Is their perception changing? Is your brand image improving? So these all are the parameters that you can use to evaluate your branding activity. So when you dig deep into, there are a lot of metrics that you can go in detail and understand. But it takes some sort of effort. You won't have very handy data like in marketing. Again, see, marketing and sales is again two different activity. Outcome is sales. So how we measure sales is different. How we measure marketing activity is different. So for a marketing activity, every time you don't want to meet the ROI. Sometimes that is not the objective also. So measuring itself is another process. So there are a lot of techniques that we can adopt to measure. So sampling and surveying is one simple example. But modern techniques, we can use a lot more advanced methods as well.
That was very insightful, Febin. Thank you so much. Your talk has definitely helped a lot of businesses and entrepreneurs to understand the difference between branding and marketing and how important is branding in marketing. That's all, folks, for today. If you have any doubts regarding branding or marketing, kindly drop us a comment or get in touch with us. Subscribe to our channel for more such interesting contents.